daughter and they had hearts of a champion last night. They were down by 10, dude.
And they came back.
Came on. They ended up losing that game. They came back and took the lead. And so what happens, they played their rivalry last night. And they always give them a tough match. Phillips Academy. And they came back and they lost the first set, but they won the next two. So they're still undefeated. So tonight is senior night. I give them missed the game, but this is their last game of the season before they play the championship Saturday.
Okay.
We've been good. Bro, tell us about your week.
Man, listen. I graduated Sunday. I'm from the leadership class out of New York.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. You know, what I do, this is a national leadership program where, I mean, it's so many different ways to be who you need to be in this program. So it's for guys and women that have been incarcerated and have changed their lives and trying to be more of a positive force in what's going on within the country right now. So
a productive citizen.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, productive for us.
I mean, you definitely growing, bro. I see.
You know, so I did that. Then like I said, I started a new job, and basically, you know, and I just been.
You been cheesing, bro. You been all.
Man, I'm so grateful and thankful to be here.
Yeah.
Why if you over there twerking or something? You done started twerking why? Why if you been smiling and grateful, baby, that couple times. Shit, I know what my husband be smiling and grateful at work.
Hey, listen. It's been real.
Don't tell nobody why he's smiling.
Yeah, but
It's been great though. I mean,
it's good to see it, bro. It's good to see it. Yeah. So, like I say, we got people behind the scenes, man, that make this happen, man, and we really appreciate them.
Really appreciate
So, shout out to the crew, man.
And they working hard too.
Yeah, they still working. You know?
So do you want to go into
the
group and how it was formulated?
Yeah, let's talk about now we here, and this is what's the group name?
This is the Married People's Break Room.
Marriage People Break Room. So now we're dealing with married people. Now, tell me the history, because we came in. We this what happened was. Both of us, me and Lindell, Lindell knew Amy, Lindell, they came together. Say, let's talk about couples and things we do. Amy was already doing it.
Already.
So we decided, hey, let's get involved, because she's doing that from a woman perspective. Let's get it from a man that's been married 20-something. Give him a 20-something.
Yes, that's real.
Married 23, man. Living together 27, man.
Yeah.
Understand that.
Amy is a truth sayer. So she's one of the first people I ever met that tells the truth about her.
The truth of Amy.
I
Ain't no other way to explain.
I mean, and it's hard sometimes to accept certain truth, but I love it because it is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, now with me, I've been married 4 times. This is my 4th one. I'm not good at it, but this time it's different, so I'm trying to learn from these two. Okay. So and it gives you a perspective of people who have achieved and moved forward, and even me as one who have failed in. And let's see how we can make it better.
And see, Amy is like a little sister to me. So I take to her anyway. I look at her like a little sister. So I always want to, I want to see us win. I want to see relationships stay together. I want to see that. I want to see longevity.
Me too.
I want to see people go through it. Because it's not perfect, and it get hard sometimes.
And see, that's what people like when I get mad at him and I go in on Facebook, people look at me like I'm the devil, right? It's like they don't have any problems. They look like I would never say that about my husband. Me and my husband never go through that, or we never go to bed angry. I mean, we once upon a time started off not going to bed angry, but eventually life happened. We started growing and we started going to bed angry. Stuff started happening. Life happened. So, and then you got to think about, I didn't know how to deal with some things as well, because this is my first experience in a long-term relationship with somebody.
It's no blueprint.
It's not. Yeah. So the group was built off of dysfunction. I was mad at him. I was upset. I thought that I didn't want to be there anymore, and didn't know what to do. So as I started and formulated this group, I started attracting wives and husbands that were not really happy for real. They're not really in these marriages because they're, happy or they're in love or whatever. They're in them because they're afraid to leave. They're in them because of something, statistics, their grandma, their mom, something somebody have told them, but they really want to be out of them. So as long as me and Jermaine were having problems, we had a fan base. We had people communicating. We had people coming to stuff. We had people talking. We had support. But as soon as we got better, which it was never bad. This was just a bad time that I posted about. Once we started posting back to normal, we good. We have no support. Like even the last time we came, it was built off of people came because she got a friend that's a single man. So people wanted to come and hear that because it was shitty. Okay, but now it's we're trying to help you with your mental illness, and hey, nobody's coming.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say that. I would say that people have to mature to the level of understanding to come.
Yeah.
Because see, a lot of times we deal with the things that have been taught to us instead of the things that we really truly try to understand. If you understand as a person dealing with a reality, with a human being that you really care about, then you have to learn how to adapt and adjust yourself to that human being, because that human being wasn't raised with you. That human being wasn't raised in the same type of environment you were raised in. But then again, here go the spirit in me saying, I love this human being. I want to be with this human being. But I don't need to always say I want to be with him being in different instances where it's perfect, it's good. I got to be with this human being, period. See, a lot of times people don't want to do the period. They want to get when it's good. They want to party, finance, and do this and that. But when the hard time comes,
and then check this out, y'all. We look at unrealistic people's relationship, right? If you talking to some of these older people that are private and you ask them about their relationship, they ain't telling you nothing for real. All they saying is, "Oh, you gotta pray. Oh, you just got to have faith." Okay, but what did you go through? I want to know what you went through. That's what I want to know. So I talk about what we go through present day. I'm putting it out. If I'm mad at him, if no matter what, if I feel like he's doing enough, real time, I'm putting it out there because those are the real problems.
So what happened to you, Amy? I'm gonna show you what happened to you. See, you can speak the truth with Amy, right? You can speak it. And you can show it. Majority of the time, Facebook is only for good times. People should put their best things on Facebook. Hey, I just bought a new house. Hey, I got a new car. Hey, I'm over here. It's son day. It's siblings day. They only show good stuff, right? People not gonna post their bad stuff. So when they see you come post, hey, we going through this. So it's a like shocker that you just shocked and like, why would she do that? Right? Yeah. Why would she do that? Because we only show the good. We don't show the bad. And so that's a beautiful thing.
Let's it's just me, but I would like to change that language.
Okay.
I like to change the language of bad to real.
Okay.
Because nothing that's real is bad.
Gotcha.
Because everything is real you learn from. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is not consider anything bad or anything lost, because people always talk about we lost on this, we lost on that. I never lose. I never lose. I only learn.
Gotcha.
I don't lose. Never lose. Because when things don't go the way I want them to go, adverse to what I think they should go, then I learn the lesson on how to get it that way. So it's the language that we use in these different relationships that I think is the biggest problem. Because I was talking to a person the other day, and then like you self-talk. If you know anything about self-reflection, you have to understand self-talk. Okay, self-talk is what you put in with yourself when you are the only one who's ministering to you about a situation. Sometimes in your own existence, you have things that you deal with that you don't need nobody to minister to you but you. Because you only the one know the full extent of what's going on. So to go look for some answers somewhere else is going look into a rubbish pile that ain't going to answer you the question. Sometimes the thing that you're looking for is right there with you. So when you look into yourself and say, okay, I got to deal with this the way it is, you got to understand that people are different.
Then a lot of times we already know the answer anyway.
I got when you just said that made me think. Do we have mental issues or are we just human?
You know, we first have to learn what's normal.
Right.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
dive into mental.
So let's go into mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then mental illness, how it attacks different cultures, different generations, different genders, because we all go through different trauma. Okay. So in these different traumas, we have to find the different answers that reflect what we need in these different situations that people are in. And then you got 7 billion people. So what do we deem to be average?
So let me ask you this: is mental illness and mental health the same thing? Is that
Exactly. I
is
mean,
it the same
it's not the same thing as far as mental health. It's just that you trying to find a healthy way to deal with a mental situation.
Okay.
Mental
what
illness,
is mental? What is mental illness? What is it?
Like,
What is it?
let's look it up. Yeah, let's see what the clinical definition. I know what my definition
look
is.
at what the definition of mental illness is. Because if you think about it, I think all of us got a touch of some form of mental illness. If you think about it, babe, we're gonna base it upon what society's saying.
Okay,
something wrong with all of us.
This is what folks say. This is what the folks say.
Not the folk.
The folks say.
What the street committee say?
This is what they say. A mental disorder, also referred to as mental illness or psychiatric disorder, is a behavioral or mental pattern that causes significant distress or impairment of a personal function.
Well, shit, I got that. Yeah, just
Everybody.
Everybody got
dealing with mental.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We all dealing with it.
So how deep is it?
Yeah.
I mean, in mental illness, you have to deal with. Are you dealing with a certain reality in different people?
Yeah.
And what they see? Because see now you got to remember when in certain shootings that happen throughout the country, they put out manifestos, and the manifestos give you a clear vision of what they were thinking in their mind about what they were saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that we look at, and you got a person sitting in the house thinking something about you that you have nothing to do with. As a matter of fact, let me say it like this. Not too long ago, but a couple of weeks, you had a problem with a person that was thinking something about you.
Yeah, they don't even know.
Don't have no idea, and then all of a sudden, through that mental disorder, a whole domino effect happened.
Yeah,
because that mental disorder caused fear and panic, and when it caused fear and panic, people start doing things that they don't normally do.
How do we deal? How do we deal with them?
I mean, professionals. That's all I can say right now. Because if you say anything different, now I don't think like that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm from a ancient understanding of what mental health is. Then I'm from an understanding that a lot of this is because we're not culturally in where we're supposed to be. We in a place right now dealing with things now that's not ours. And if it's not ours, then why would we have mental disorders?
True, because we're all trying to fit in somewhere that don't belong. Even think about a job. I had mental issues when I was working at a job because I was trying to fit in. I didn't belong there. I didn't belong in that whole controlled environment where I got to dress a certain way. I have to talk a certain way. I can't say certain things because somebody's going to get offended. And I started going to see a therapist because I couldn't get it together. That's not where I was supposed to be. We get a lot of mental issues because we're trying to fit in. We can't be who we want to be.
And as we try to understand who we are, we have to go through the historical understanding of where we come from. And then you have to understand that even that is tainted. Because we don't know, the history books have been so.
I was just finna ask, is that hereditary?
I think that some of this stuff is hereditary.
Yeah, is it hereditary?
Because we're made up. Somebody told me, what was that? Was that the last show when we was talking about how we're made up of different people? You know how you made up of your mom and dad, okay, their parents. So we got a whole lot of stuff that's beyond our understanding that we are made up of. We're made up of people that we don't even know. So that's why we're steadily trying to get to know ourselves.
Because I think a lot of people have it in their families, and and it's taboo. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but I think we need to talk about it
We do.
more. You know, we need to be more vocal with it. And you know, we'll see some people out there have mental health problems, right? Mental illness. And we won't speak on it. You know, you can see somebody over there needing help and we won't speak on it or do nothing about it. We'll just be like shy away from it. But they need help. So how do we, you know?
They might even need a friend. I mean, but you got to think about it. You don't have time really. When you get a certain age, you don't really have time to babysit an adult in their mental health. You got your own thing that you trying to figure out. Remember, we trying to figure out, especially if we had kids, young.
Be like, hell, I'm mentally.
Hell, I had children. Look, my first baby was 17. I'm still 17. Shit, I'm still thinking about what I was.
You still stuck up.
Right, still stuck and what I'm gonna do when these children get grown and gone. So I'm learning who I am all over again in my 40s.
Yeah, you know what? I was just gonna say that. I think when you hit 40, it's like you just now starting to live or grow up or something.
You mature.
Yeah,
you recognize me.
They say your frontal lobe not developed yet.
That shit get developed in
like
the 40s.
What age are the frontal lobes developed?
I mean, after going through as much as you go through,
yeah,
from birth to 40, you be like, hey, they've been lying to me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like you have to
feel bamboozled. You
got
to relearn and it's crazy.
Now it hit me around 22 when I came back from the military, because the military accelerate your understanding of what the world is. Because when I went to, and then the military for me gave me a lot of mental issues, because I went in places that I've never seen before, around people I've never been around before, and I had to become something that I never thought I'd become. And then once I became all that they taught me to be, and I got out of there, they never debriefed me. They never broke it down to the point where, hey, this is where you go. This is how you do this. So you set me out, a trained killer, to the street. At 21. I went in at 17. Come out at 21. I ain't talked about nothing but going to war. And then they get me to the street, Alabama. You think I ain't got a mental issue?
Being locked you up.
Okay.
All right, so we do have comments. We do have some comments. We got a comment for Donna Moore. She said there are free counseling service available for mental health. All right. So we have one from Marcus Pierce. He said mental illness is real and therapy is required ASAP.
It is.
ASAP.
It is.
ASAP. And then a lot of times therapy is only you talking to you.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I've been in therapy. I'm gonna just tell you, I love it. Because see, I get to understand what's going on with me. And I don't love nothing more in this world than me. Okay. I promise you that.
What you say?
Yeah.
So if I can make myself better, I mean, see, a lot of times people look at mental health and say, "Oh, these folks think nigga, you was an LD."
Right. Yeah,
Stop acting like you wasn't in that mother. You was an LD.
A lot of people
Stop it.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Stop it. So I ain't saying that you can't go find out what's going on with you. I went and found out what's going on with me. Now,
most men don't. So when I was doing the research on mental illness for this show, I was seeing a lot about women. Okay. And as I was reading, I was like, okay, why am I not finding enough about men? They say because enough men do not reach out.
I mean, because
most women talk about their issues. We talk about our postpartum. We talk about, different things. But y'all, like, even think about your brother in his situation. Man ain't went and got no help yet. They feel like he okay.
But think about it. We was taught this.
Exactly.
Men have been taught to be tough. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and hey man, shake it off. You can't cry.
But you 40-something years old now. Now you know that it's okay to cry.
That's what I'm saying. We just now learning it.
So now that you're learning it, what you gonna do?
Let's go into setting your ways. Because when we were taught, it took a drastic situation to get me out of my way. My granddaddy was one of the toughest dudes I ever met in my life. I've never seen him cry. Hell, I barely ever seen him laugh. He always kept a scowl on his face, but he was a great man to me. But emotionally, you didn't see it. You didn't see it.
And we know he had them.
He had them, of course. He loved, he cared, he did all that because who he was. But this was taught to us that this was being basically weak.
Yeah, okay?
For me. So now what I had to do, me personally, is realize that if everything I done been through And ain't too many people can go through what I done been through.
Mhm.
If I decide I need help with something I'm going through,
Mhm.
and y'all couldn't walk a mile in these shoes, how the hell you gonna call me weak?
Exactly.
Michael King has 2 comments. He
Miko.
said,
Miko.
Miko.
Miko,
I'm
say
sorry,
you can
Miko
speak. She
King.
actually speak.
Okay.
Speak. Girl, yeah, you can get up, stand up, come
come
speak.
over here.
You can come up and talk. But you don't have to come back and just come up and stand like right.
Miko like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we
Yeah,
in
come
here.
on, we want to hear. We want to hear
This
what you
is
say.
our
Come on up,
podcast.
come on up.
Yeah, so let me hear.
So this is what I was saying, that men are taught not to share those
See?
feelings. They're taught not to even tap into those feelings.
Exactly.
If you're hurt, if you're going
Shake it
through
off.
emotions, you got to pretty
Deal with
much close it off and be a man. And that's what most boys are told. You
Yeah.
need to be a man. You a man now. You need to toughen up. You ain't no little boy no more. But little boys, when girls are small, they're taught to cradle babies and hold babies and be emotional.
Mhm.
Boys are taught don't even play with dolls. But you don't
But
even
you
know
gotta
what their
have children.
emotions are because you
Yeah.
never give them the
Yeah.
opportunity,
Exactly.
you know. And then another thing is, in the Black community, a lot of people, and this is coming from a medical standpoint, a lot of people don't realize that they need chemical help. They need medications to balance their brain because they don't even realize that some things like food, stress, that throws your chemical imbalance off, and you don't even realize you have a mental disorder.
Mm.
You just think something's just not right, but we don't look into it. Amy's an herbalist. You can tell you, there's different things that you can take besides medication to help you, you know, get yourself together. But at the same time, if you don't ever tap into seeing why, going to the doctor to see that you have a problem medically,
Mhm.
you won't ever get it fixed. And then as you age, like y'all was saying, we get into 40s and 50s or whatever, that chemical imbalance has been there so long to where now you're seeing strokes, you're seeing stress, you're seeing heart problems. And it's all related to chemical imbalances in the brain and those receptors in the brain that help you be able to handle stress.
And see, you also talked about the families don't want to admit that siblings and all that
Right.
have problems because they don't want to look at deemed as we crazy.
They
So
call
they
all
don't.
children bad when they act out, and it's
Yeah.
not always that they're bad.
Yeah.
It could be that they've got some kind of mental disorder
Mhm.
or some type of chemical imbalance, and they need mental or medical help. That's why mental health professionals are out there.
And let me tell you something else too about the mental health too. You got to really be careful. That's why I go to these little places of peace. You got to be careful of the people that you have around you as well. Okay, because those people will help keep you unbalanced as well. Okay, you definitely got.
Negativity.
Yeah, because all of it is if you want to naturally, if you want to naturally protect your peace, you got to protect it by watching the people that you have around you too. Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. Big.
I read a comment in my kid's school and I saw, wow, that is true. It says, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Now, hold that. They say a child has everything that they're going to have foundationally by the age of 5. Everything past that is built on and added to, but who you are, the base of it, is developed between 0 and 5. That time when we think they ain't paying attention, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, y'all keep saying it, but let's kind of get to the root of it. In the Black community especially, there are a lot of single moms. What does single moms tell her newborn baby? He's mama's who?
Baby.
Big boy. He's mama big boy. You the man. You between 0 and 5. How many times that has it been drilled in
Man
him?
of the house at 5.
Yeah.
Suck it up. You would say, I bust me. He ain't gonna be soft. He ain't gonna be a girl.
Yeah.
I took some fatherhood classes when I came home from the far country because I wanted to make sure that I didn't impose who I was and how I was raised onto my children because I love my folks, but if they was honest, there's a lot of dysfunction. So I wanted to make sure I got myself together because I had a daughter and I wanted to be the best person for her that I could be. In these classes, as they were teaching and going over this material, and that's why I get that stat from, medically proven by 0 and 5, everything you are, and bills on it.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. We never give a boy a chance to cry. Now, I'm not a proponent of playing with dolls, but there is a way that you can express your feelings and be made to express them. But as soon as he trips, soon as he falls, anything that happens to them where they try to express any feeling other than machoism, how is it looked at? How is it looked at?
So let me touch on the point you just said right there. And I just thought about it. It just dawned on me. You said they can't play with dolls. How do a man know how to
Parent.
do a baby when they have a baby? They don't know them because they can't even.
They can't.
You never.
They can't cook. You can talk about them. If they have a kitchen set.
They have put my grandsons have teddy bears. They love teddy bears.
Well, see, when I grew up,
and I had He-Man and Skeletor.
But what about
But
your
you
baby?
wasn't
What about your baby?
Wait a minute. Okay. Let me show you how you can do little boys now. Okay. Let me show you. You ain't got to give them dolls. Give them a pet. Okay. A pet is something that they can love and care for, and give them that responsibility for that pet. Okay. There's nothing wrong with doll. I ain't saying that. But when I was growing up, as a man, as a male child, and being who I was, I didn't like dolls. I didn't want to play with dolls. That was something that was taught to me or whatever. Okay, fine, cool. But my mom saw that she could give me a puppy, and it was like a doll to me. Okay. So now I'm not saying, hey, I don't get in that gender stuff, whatever. You be whoever you want to be. But me as who I grew up to be a man, they taught us not to cry. The thing was, they taught us that because that's what they needed to have at that point. My mother needed to have a strong man. My mother needed to have somebody that could help her move this family forward. Okay? And at that point, she taught me to be this. I was that. But when I got grown, it said in the Bible that when you're a child, you act and you spoke as a child. But when you became an adult, you put away your childish ways. So when I became an adult,
that's crazy.
Because know the difference.
Now I'm in tune with my childish ways now.
But see,
but you catch a lot of adults still want to be a kid.
Because think about what I just said. I had my first baby at 17.
Yeah.
So mentally, I still got some 17-year-old shit going on. Like my husband will tell you, I like to be treated like a little schoolgirl sometimes. Put me up against the wall, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And kiss on me like I'm in high school. I want to feel that.
Age-wise, you're adult, but sometimes mentally
I'm still a
stuck
kid.
in that kid, that kid way.
What you think? What you got to say?
I like to play Madden.
That's all you got to say.
I like to play Madden.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I can't be childish, but I want to play Madden. I want to sit down and play the game.
But
don't look at me like I'm,
I just like to play the game.
He online with Vic. I'm playing with him.
Right. So I mean, we still got that
thing he likes to do. Everybody has a thing that they like to do, but if
that don't make you childish.
If you always made to be grown, when you're told you got a man up, you got a woman up, don't cry, don't do this. You made to be a grown up at 10, 11, and 12 years old. Remember, we walked to school by ourselves.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. We had to comb our own hair. Boys had to get their hair cut or figure it out.
You had a key to the door at 6, 7. Go in there till mama get home, baby.
And don't be the oldest. You got to
do that. You got to cook. Take care of all the kids.
Responsibility. You got a lot of responsibility.
How can you learn to be a grown up as a grown up? Because all you know is what you learned as a child in a child's mindset.
I had a
frontal lobes ain't even developed.
See, we had a show like that where I talked about the other day where we was made to watch our siblings when we were coming up. So we basically was robbed of the childhood. So even before I was 17, I had a little sister that I had to take care of. So we basically, why when she went?
Let me ask you
Had to bathe her, make sure she was dressed.
How do we know, in all actuality, that this is what our childhood is supposed to be like? That we supposed to be playing with dolls? That we supposed to be at? Because now books I done read, just being honest with you, of people who came from, well, I ain't gonna say we came from, but of our heritage originated from, they were grown at 9.
Yeah, they
They
were
were out
mature. They
hunting
is
at
out
9.
hunting shit.
You had people 11, 12 years old had wives. Men, little boys go through their rite of passage at 12 and have a wife when they come back.
Maybe we just
and
behind.
if you don't come back, they don't even look for it.
Because you threw. You didn't make it. So what I'm saying is, we can sit up here and because with the culture that we in now, say that it's a mental illness. But do we really know this?
Right.
All I'm saying is let's look at who we are. We are very resilient, very strong, very understanding, very mentally capable people.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we sitting saying that we did it, we got to go back? We ain't got to go back. We can start from wherever the fuck we at.
Yep.
And get it right.
Yep.
Don't listen. I ain't gonna never be no proponent of sitting back saying that I'm this and I'm that. Because I'm a human being. God said I made you in my image.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm made with a trick, my name is T.O.G, a trinklet of him, then who can hold me back?
He said God cried on him.
Mark Pierce says, unfortunately, therapy is still frowned upon in the Black community.
It is.
And Donna Moore says, honesty about what you're feeling and thinking has to be a priority. The secrecy is dangerous.
But see, let me tell you, telling people how you really feel is dangerous too.
That's it.
Okay, you can't tell everything about how you really feel if your ass be deceased.
In some room with some hands and a straight jacket.
Okay, you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah. So we're in a precarious situation.
Yeah.
We need help, but we scared of the people who were trying to help us. Cause look what they did to T.O.G.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you what's happening. We don't even know what's happening with these folks.
And honestly, I don't even think it's enough Black people in the positions that some of the places that we need to be in. Okay, so I went to have surgery. I had to have a lumpectomy, right? I was cool as long as I had the little Black nurse or whatever. When they took my ass to that back room, it wasn't shit but white folks. Okay, and I was nervous. Okay, because I'm like, hold up, wait ain't no Black people back here.
Hold up.
Wait, okay, like, I mean, I was really scared, and I'm like, we got to do better. We've got to start dominating in areas and stop making excuses.
Well, see the thing. Go ahead.
We got to support.
That's true.
We got to believe that we're good enough. I know it's a lot of us that don't rise to the occasion, but when you find those who do, we got to support, and we see real support is paying full price. It ain't the discount. If you want me to give you 5-star service, you got to bring me that same 5-star check you sent them people. And why do I say that? Ancrea Trimble, she owns the Brownstone. She's a Black doctor who had her own practice out here in Roebuck at the hospital. Well, thanks to the new administration in Birmingham, she has a second office in Birmingham, and she negotiated a deal with them where the insurance that any Birmingham employee or their spouse or children have now through the city says that you go see Ancrea Trimble and she's a whole health doctor, and they ain't playing Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me how many of the city workers don't want to go see her.
All of them.
Wow.
And she is triple board certified. You know the event that they just had, Dinner and Blanc?
Yes.
She's the host and the coordinator of the event every year. She does more giving back. She on a mega scale. If you ever heard of the Wifeology event, that's her too. She does Dr. Creek. She does all of these things. Her husband is Jay Johnson. He owns College Prep U, where he finds children at 9th through 12th grade, finds you schools, funding, and everything you need. He will take your baby on 35 college tours and make everybody else pay for it, and help them find all the things they need to get connected. They are a successful Black couple, been married 30 years. But guess what? She said she got 90% of the white city employees that come to see her.
Of course.
She got 40%
That's true.
of
That's like
the
even
Black
with my
people
business deals in
who
the
come
city.
see her.
My best deals, my best partnerships are with the white people.
And they pay
Because
full price.
They do it. They don't give me no problems. I mean,
But why is that?
Well, that stuff starts at home.
Exactly.
You know, it starts at home when you know, don't set boundaries, when you're cutting discounts and you're cutting rates, and oh, I'm gonna let you have this because we family. I'm gonna let you do this
Yeah.
because we friends.
Next thing
Then
you ought
they
to
don't
be.
value you.
You ought to be.
Nah, they
Right,
don't.
they don't value you. So then when you go out, you don't value other people.
Yeah, you trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, you trying to do the same thing.
Mhm.
Oh, because we black.
Yeah.
Because she,
Mhm.
she ain't gonna give me no discount. I ain't gonna go to her hair. I could pay full price
Or-
and go to the white man.
And what we are notorious of in this black community, if my friend don't like them, I don't like them.
And don't know nothing about it.
They ain't did nothing to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are very notorious of, well, if Lindell ain't supporting him, hell, I ain't
And
supporting
I
him.
don't read Lindell ain't supporting me because I ain't give him a $2
Okay.
discount.
Discount,
I ain't got my
exactly.
service.
Because I got a friend that's a therapist. I got another friend. They said that people are always telling them that they don't like me, right? But then they get to talking to them, right? These are people don't know me at all. So they'll be like, my homeboy said, one person told him, well, I don't like her because, I've been following her, but she talked about her nigga too much. But not in no negative way. Like, because she got a boyfriend, she talked about him too much. She talked about her relationship too much. So now I don't like her. Or, well, I don't like her because I just don't like her. It's just something about her. What? How? How you figure that out from watching me on social media? Where you get that from?
Transferring their own failures and inadequacies onto
Other people.
They see you reaching and achieving things that they wish they could. And they think in their mind that they're better than you. So how did you achieve?
How dare you?
Right.
And as a result.
Well, let's look at it now. Okay, yeah, they doing all this. They doing all they doing. But what happened and why they doing it? See, we always look at what they're doing, but it was a whole plot behind why we're acting like this today. A whole plot. This wasn't like it just happened and we just turned out to be fucked up citizens. It was a whole plan that got us thinking like this right now today.
From when we came here.
When they went up to Europe and cut up Africa and said, we're going to do it like this, do it like that. That was the plan.
We've been turning against each other since the beginning.
Okay, let's not stop going back.
Go back some more.
Let's keep going back. They didn't come take the first slave.
No, we was given. We was set.
We was given and sold by our own
people.
Now
you know, going on.
You just said when you was a child, well, as a people, we were infants in this country. As we grow and develop, we are adults. And if we don't embrace, I tell my kids and my team, anything negative that happens to me, it's my fault. Let me tell you why, and I'll let you have it. Because I can always trace everything back to the point where I could have made a different decision. And everything that happened after that is my fault. If the first people didn't get them Negroes they had in jail over there and sell them to that European so they could see how big and strong and good we were, he'd have never came back. If they had got that white man and slaughtered him, like they, excuse my language, like they started to and roasted him, this wouldn't happen. And I'm sorry that I'm like that, but before I blame somebody else, I always want to go back to, and to be honest, every case I ever caught, because I've been to the far country, they didn't give me 7 felons, I earned it. Every last one of them, I could have decided to do something different.
I beg to differ. Because see, laws are man-made. Okay? Everything that you sold came from the ground. Okay? From poppy seed, cocoa plant, weed. It comes from the ground. It grows. Okay? Now we gonna do our history. These are the plants or the things that would consider the thing that carries to our most metaphysical stages of understanding. And as we get to them stages, we go to another realm of movement. Now, when they found us, or when they came and discovered that we were here and they saw who we were, they manipulated themselves into things saying, okay, I want you to be, look, if you sell me this, boom, 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 I'm going to do this. Now, at this time, we were doing slaves, but we were not doing the horrific things that they were doing. So when I sold a slave, and I ain't got, don't believe me, go to the Bible. Go to the Bible, because when you go to Abraham, and Abraham had slaves, when Abraham didn't have a son, guess who was going to be the next in line for his slave, his inheritance? A slave. He became part of his family. Even with the Jews can be transferred into Judaism through rituals. They can come in through Judaism, not through birth, but through the fact that I follow this religion. So when you do the history, let's do the understanding with it. Mm-hmm. If I sit up here and I say, I got my child, I treat my child this way, I do all this right here. And these people come from over there and they talk to me and they telling me, they saying, they see what we doing. When a man come with a manipulative mind, he gonna watch what you do and give you what you have to have. So you can believe what he finna say. You got to understand what manipulation is.
I do, but guess what you just said?
What I said?
There are laws and rules.
They made them up.
Guess what? They didn't make up now rule in the country that they discovered, because we was there and the rules was already the rule. And the rules said when this white man get off the boat, we slaughtered
slaves. It was to keep us slaves. The rules were set up to keep us slaves.
The new rule.
When they came off the boat, history. Listen what I'm saying. When they came off the boat, you got to understand, we are a loving people. We loved the slaves we had. We treated them well. They were prisoners of war. They weren't even slaves. We took over different countries. They had a chance to join in with us.
I'm sorry.
History now. Let's go.
Yeah, because I'm talking about the raper and the floggers and the dude that was sitting in prison with one hand. Because that's where it happens. That if you steal, I cut your hand off. Some of them rules and laws are still there. We weren't loving everybody.
Jesus
we
said,
gave them. I ain't saying
who has not sinned, cast the first stone.
No, I'm just saying. You said how good we treated them. When I sent you to prison with one hand, I didn't think I treated you really good. Or
we didn't do that. We didn't do that. What you call did that? What his name from Belgium? Leopold. Leopold was cutting off hands.
Hannibal. See, come on, let's go on back.
We go to Hannibal.
The one who conquered Rome.
You talking about a movie? Okay, you talking about a movie?
Hannibal's
the original Hannibal.
Okay.
Who came across the Straits of Gibraltar and brought, Rome was supposed to be this incomparable city that was protected by water and the mountain. Nobody could attack them. A black man, Hannibal, the greatest general ever, took them slaves
and he still was
and he came through the mountain with elephants and mastodons, and they still trying to figure out how he got up there.
And he still
came down the back. No, he wasn't. He conquered Rome. Now later on,
he was defeated.
He got full of himself. But the original victory that he went at, he's in history now as the only man to defeat Rome, because he's the only one that could come through the mountain, and they trying to figure out how he got these elephants and mastodons through there, because they walked on the backs of the slaves.
And then, we have to look at, regardless of what the reason was, or how we were programmed or manipulated, we're here today. We know we were programmed and manipulated. We don't continue to walk. So why do we
keep walking in it? I have, y'all, especially this year alone, have watched Black people literally set other Black people up.
Oh, we see that all the time.
Just, for no reason. It's just crazy. It's like, okay, I can't even put in the words, y'all. I don't even understand, because it's just crazy. We don't support. We set each other up.
And it's mental with the Black community, because like you got rap music, you got all these different factors, you got movies, you got all this that says sex sales. Now, if you put a picture up there with no clothes on, you're going to get 100 likes. But you put your business up there, you might get 5. Mm-hmm. You might say, hey, I got a community service project coming up. You're going to get 10. And they just going to like it. They ain't going to show up.
Well, we got to get smart.
If there's something going
on,
only fans. That can be
exactly. If you got to sell your business, you might need to take off your clothes and put a flyer. Be like, you got to get smart.
No, I'm just saying, man. Let's not take the ingenuousness of what we do.
And then when they turn right around and say, well, we don't help each other. Black folks don't help each other. Well, when we try to throw the help out there to you, there's community centers. There's different things going on.
They don't take it.
You got D2B. You got all these different helps that are out there. If you don't take advantage of it, then how can you dare complain that don't nobody? And they're gonna throw it all on white folks. White folks do this. They took this.
And that's my thing. I don't want to go with that.
But they wouldn't. But they don't support the very people in the community that can help.
Check this out. Once a month, I was hosting what we call a community social for free. at the local community centers. You can come. We would work with you if you wanted to start a business. We are all come together. I'm providing food. I'm providing snacks. If you tell me, well, I want to be an entertainer, everybody get their laptop or their device, and we figure out how to help you to become an entertainer. We don't help people start businesses, right? But it was just a few. It was the people that it was set up for didn't show up. Okay. The people like my regular friends and stuff, they'll come, and that's how we did it, and their friends came or whatever. But then I had free vision board events. Okay, they wasn't nobody coming, just a few people coming on the bus stop, the bus line. So there is no excuse if you say you ain't got no ride. But people, they wouldn't come. But people are set up and turn around and have a $30, $50 vision board event, and people are paid to go.
Did they have some women with bikinis on the flyers?
So Donna Moore, this is from earlier when you guys were talking, and she was saying, I'm not saying tell your feelings to just anyone.
Okay.
I'm talking about finding a professional that you get to know and trust, or a trusted family member or friend. Okay. Then Mark Pierce said a list of therapists would be great. There are a lot of people that will watch the show later and definitely need help.
Yeah, very good.
Well,
so we'll get that information that you did. And then Donna Moore listed Chandrika Cook, who's a licensed therapist.
Great.
We'll find her link and information.
And we're gonna tell them it'll be some black-owned bids. So
yeah,
talk to people.
And then another thing, listen, let's and really like me and Vic were talking. Let's really, we need to learn our history.
Yeah.
I mean, we can sit and talk about and say this and say that. Once we get a true timeline of what we've been through and who we are, because you got to remember now, all these stories, even what I'm saying, I don't know if they're true because they were told to me by our enemy. So let's look at what's going on.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna tell you like this. I love what we do. I want to think the best of us. We might have been pitiful. But let's find out for real. Let's go look at what we did, because my thing is, we can't be no better than we are.
But let me tell you what we be fucking up at. What? We are not the black people that came over here from Africa.
And that's beautiful.
Okay. We are the black, we are the black people that are mixed up with our oppressors. So we can't just be trying to find the truth out about the black side of us when we got some Roman in us too.
Because Master John is in all of us.
Master John is in us, so we got to find out.
He all our great.
Okay. Master John, well, I be thinking cricket sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Let me show you something. When you talk about Master John, you got to look at, don't nothing come from within the darkness but light.
Yeah.
Okay, so before anything, it was us. Yeah. We are the first with the Alpha and Omega. So even Mr. John come from us.
Now that is true.
Yeah.
So let's know us. When you get through, and we'll know Mr. John.
But we still got another Mr. John in us.
Yeah, that's why he came. That's why he came. That's what I'm saying. You got to know all of us.
See, I like that side of me too.
But I do. I like that cool bitch. That cool bitch something else.
I like funky sometimes.
Tap into yourself.
I'm running from that motherfucker. He done sent me too many different ways. I can't keep fucking with him.
Yeah, I should stop fucking with mine.
T.O.G, I like your statement though. When we are grown, we should be grown.
That's right.
Well, now we are what we are. It's time to do better.
Exactly.
A guy came on one of her shows some years ago. He said he visited his community after he moved away and got successful, wanted to show his kids what he did. And he said everybody, the dope man that gave him money to stay out of jail was gone. The old man that gave him advice was gone. The lady that cooked for him, all of the people in the community that helped make sure he got out of there was gone. And his community was ran down. And he said his children, we got to do something because the only thing left in our community is what we give back. We are not the poor people that they want us to think because of sports and athletics. Now they're more black millionaires than anybody. We got to stop letting them settle for hosting basketball and football camp. Mm-hmm. We need some literacy stuff, some computers,
financial literacy,
some financial. We got
therapists.
So the people who know them quit asking for athletic camp. Ask them to come rebuild like this library had no air in 4 years.
This is what we're doing now. This is what this is all about. This forum, we're gonna keep talking, building community, making things. Amy do. We gonna come on here the fourth Saturday for Wednesday, whatever day it is.
Fourth Wednesday.
Listen,
I can tell these folks Saturday.
Fourth Wednesday.
If whatever day it is, the last Wednesday. We're gonna keep going with this, man.
Fourth Wednesday.
And what we're gonna do is start bringing more people in and have more conversation. Because the more conversation we have, the more understanding we get between each other.
Because right now we do need to learn. We need to learn from each other. We're in a place where we need to
Our
learn.
community service is not homeless people. We got senior citizens out there that need community service. You got single mothers that need community service. You got people out there that are mentally ill. And then you got people that are handicapped. We don't ever focus on any of those. It's always the homeless people that need a sandwich.
We gotta be out. We out.
And when y'all get ready for the go twice a month, the plug is donating the building and the studio.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it live like it's a contract. When y'all get ready to start doing twice a month, that second time the Plug Digital Network will donate the downtown location, and y'all can film from there.
Okay, so look, let me tell you what I got. Wait, let me wait till you go off.
Don't cuss me.
Hey, look, we out, man. T.O.G and Berilla and the Triple
Hey,
Bang, man.
let's go.
Hey, peace out. Love y'all, man.
Okay.
That was good, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wait, we ain't out here.
That damn big
Tiny
got
is
number.
struggling over here. Tiny here.
I like it. Listen, I like it. He closed his eyes and that vein came down the middle.
I'm here to end.
Ooh. That was beautiful. I love that. I love that.
We need like behind the scene, like
But somebody
for people to see this.
On the
This
other
is
side.
Instead of you just going
That was so funny.
I was
They
trying
already
to show
seen you come through.
Look, but I did my
That was so
head
They
down.
already seen you, man. They already seen you here.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it wouldn't let Victor do it on his scene.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's why I had to do it on here. Whew.
So I got an idea now. Y'all making me want to bring it in because this can be bigger than this. Because you know, people really come, and we have vendors set up. You have